Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Talking the Blues. My name's Jim Derrick, joined again, as always, with my friend, collaborator, co-host, Todd Monjar. Welcome, Todd.
Jim, how are you? I'm glad that you didn't add the word genius there.
I started to, Todd, but I feel like we're sharing genius today.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is a killer show today.
I'm so excited for this show. We're going to cover blues generated out of our backyard. That is the great territory of New England. We're going to cover it from Boston all the way down to Connecticut, all the way up to New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine. There's some really good music that's come out of our backyard.
You know, it was a great idea you had for New England. We were this weekend trying to come up with some show ideas. And immediately the 5 or 6 ones that you listed, I said, oh, of course, we could do a show on just one of those groups, one of those bands. And it's interesting how it's a little bit underrated up here for blues.
I couldn't agree more. You know, we're always going to Chicago, we're going to Kansas City, we're going to Texas, and we should be. But you know what? There's so much good blues out of New England, and you know, it shouldn't be a surprise to us, but sometimes I forget that some of these guys came out of New England, and I take for granted that they're sitting right here in our backyard. Todd, first up is a band that, in my mind, when I think of the blues in New England, for almost as long as I've been alive, these guys have been around.
Yeah, the Room Full of Blues, classic, blues band. 50 years. They've had a ton of Grammy nominations, 7 Blues Music Awards, the Blues Band of the Year in 2005. They're from Westerly, Rhode Island. Good old Rhode Island down here in the Ocean State. Just a jump, swing, soul, boogie woogie, standard, just hot blues. 8 or 10 pieces in the band, give or take how many. They're just a classic band. And when you came up with the show, I said, well, that's the first one I want to look at. And I was at the beach and pulling songs together, and I texted you and said, well, can we do 68 songs of the Blue in a show? And so to kick it off, this first song is called Solid Jam by the Room Full of Blues.
Time lover, that's what I am. And if you love your loving, just raise your hand. If you give me all your sugar, you get a solid jam. 3 knocks on the window, and you know here I am. About 3 hours later, slam. Then you know you got your loving. You know you got a solid jam. Now it ain't black magic or a sleight of hand. So don't you fear no evil, 'cause it ain't no sham. If you won't give me all your sugar, you won't get a solid jam.
Room Full of Blues.
Oh my God! And we talk about how there's a sense of humor with blues music, and I was laughing.
Yeah, a solid jam. And the cool thing about the Room Full of Blues, in addition to the fact that they're New England, in addition to the fact that they were born out of Westerly, Rhode Island, 2 Rhode Island natives were instrumental in founding that band. The first being Duke Robillard, and Ronnie Earl later joined the Room Full of Blues on guitar. And so both of them enjoyed time with the Room Full of Blues. They've had a number of lead singers, a number of drummers, a number of horn players, but they remain the Room Full of Blues, and they're a blast to listen to.
Yeah. And one of the, when we started looking at this set list and the music we were going to pick, as many, if not all of my picks were people I saw. These are great bands to see.
Todd, I think you've seen this next guy, haven't you, Albert Cummings?
Yeah, I saw him at the Narrows last year, or 2 years ago.
Fun, huh? Great guitarist.
Yeah, oh, no, he fills up the room, that's for sure.
Yeah. I forgot for a second that we're on a show. But
well, that's the beauty of the show. Is like I got my scotch, you got your hat. We're rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Have you noticed, Todd, by the way, that when you turn your hat backwards, you lose about 20 years off of your age? Or is that just me?
What happens when you don't wear one and you add 20 years?
Yeah, good point. Good point. I don't know. At almost 60, I keep reaching for things that are going to help, but apparently that's not one of them. I tried it on Todd tonight, and he's not digging it. Hey, but Albert Cummings, this guy is fascinating. He's out of Williamstown, Massachusetts. I say he's our age. I might be in his mid-50s or so. Albert, if I'm dating you, I'm sorry. But he has had a building business, a carpenter. He's got his own building company, building homes out in Williamstown, Massachusetts for his whole life. I believe it's a family business that was passed along. And all along, he's been this killer guitarist who got his first break from Double Trouble. Let's go to Albert Cummings with Hard Working Man.
Working Man Blues.
Yeah. And that's an outtake. I guess the hat's not working. Let's go to Albert Cummings with Working Man Blues.
Well, it's a hard job just getting by with 9 kids and a wife. Well, I've been a working man damn near all my life. Well, I'll keep on working as long as my 2 hands are fit to use. Well, I'll drink my beer at a tavern. I'll sing a little bit of these working man blues. Well, I keep my nose to the grindstone, work hard every day. I go out on the weekends after I draw my pay. Well, I keep on working. Gonna find my kid a brand new pair of shoes. I might drink a little bit that evening. I'll sing a little bit of these working man blues. Sometimes I feel like leaving. I do a little bobbing around. I throw my bills out the window. I catch me a train to another town. I keep on working. Monday morning, I'm right back with the crew. Well, I'll drink my beer that evening. I'll sing a little bit of this working man blues. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
been on welfare, and that's one place I won't be, cause I keep on working. As long as these two hands are fit to use, well, I'll drink my beer at a tavern, I'll sing a little bit of these working man blues. That's for the working man. Morning, that's the day that I was born in that old sharecropper's one-room country shack. They say my mama left me the same day that she had me, said she hit the road and never once looked back. I just want to mention my grandma's old age pension is the reason that I'm standing here today. All my country learning, just a burning and a churning, picking cotton, raising hell, baling hay. I've been to Georgia on a fast train, baby. I wasn't born no yesterday. Got a good Christian raising and a fancy education. No need for you to treat for me this way. I'll never find another woman put together like you are. Wiggling your walk and a giggle when you're talking. Your brand new shiny Plymouth ragtop car. I've been to Georgia on a fast train cupcake. I wasn't born no yesterday. Got a good Christian raising and a fancy education. No need for you to treat for me this way. Look out! Raising and a fancy education. No need for you to treat for me this way. No need for you to treat for me this way. No need for you to treat for me, baby.
And that was New England's own Mark T. Small with Georgia on a Fast Train. Mark Small's been playing the blues, Todd, for over 40 years. The guy's amazingly talented and really, really a blues historian. And part of what he does in his live shows is he talks about the music that he's playing, which is usually historic, Delta blues, and he'll go into the stories, and he knows them all. Really cool story, Todd, quickly. I'm in a barbecue restaurant, Chili Head Barbecue, place you've been before. And Paul Bello down there used to run music jams, and he loved the blues. So he had Mark in a lot. Mark became friends with Paul. And so one afternoon I got a call from Paul, and he said, come on down to the restaurant. Mark's going to be here with his guitar. He's playing tonight, but I think you might enjoy meeting his friend. I walk in. Paul walks up and says, Jim, I want you to meet Elmore James Jr. And it was Elmore James' son sitting there. I sat down, grabbed some ribs, and listened to the stories Elmore was telling about his dad and growing up with his dad and the times sitting on the porch with various blues guys, Muddy and various blues guys that would come through. And Elmore played a set that night, included Dust My Broom. And I'll tell you what, it was just awesome. But Mark's quite a guy. I'm really jonesing to get him on the show because he's just a lot of fun to talk to. One of the things we got around here that is unique to our area is the Berkeley School of Music. Place that if I had enough money, I'd go and try to learn how to play this harmonica that's been looking at me all this time. But one guy that did go and succeeded was Racky Thomas. This next guy, a Boston blues musician, been around for quite a while. And here's Racky Thomas with If My Luck Don't Change.
Kind of bad, thinking about the good times I once have had, and I keep on rambling. The only thing I know to do, alright, I'm gonna keep on rambling, Mary, till I make it home to you. Alright, I've been to Georgia, Tennessee, up to Chicago, where the blues got after me, and I keep on rambling, bet my luck don't change someday. Alright, well, if my luck don't change, sure gonna be some hell to pay. Alright. Everybody got them hard time blues, and I keep on rambling, bet my luck gon' change someday. Alright, well, if my luck don't change, gonna move out California. Alright, said if my luck don't change, gonna move out California way. tell me about last night? I do a walk of shame. I got a pickle brain. I got a woman in my bed. I don't even know her name. Ain't too proud this morning to think my mama raised me right. Ain't too proud this morning. Ain't too proud to think my mama raised me right. If you see me tomorrow, won't you tell me about last night? Well, I'm a walking dead. I got a spike in my head. Well, I should have listened to what my mama said. Ain't too proud this morning to think my mama raised me right. If you see me tomorrow, baby, won't you tell me about last night? Won't you tell me about last night? If you see me tomorrow, please, oh, won't you tell me about last night? If you see me tomorrow, baby, oh, won't you tell me about last night? Oh! Next time, baby, I swear. Don't you worry about a thing. I'll treat you good. I will, I swear I will. I just get carried away sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You still love me though, right? You still love me, right? My mama, she raised me right. I swear she did. I'm a good man. I'm a good man. Worry about nothing.
Wow, Chris Fitz, man, what a great song. If you see me tomorrow, tell me about last night. This guy is spent a lot of time in San Francisco. He listened to a lot of different classic legends that he heard and just kind of tried to teach himself how to play the guitar. And he moved to Boston. He's been at it for over 20 years. And since 2002, dozen music awards. But what's funny is you said one of the people you listed that we should check out was Chris Fitz. So I said, oh, let me see who this Chris Fitz guy is. I never heard of him. And I'm listening to Spotify, and then I'm listening to him, And then our opening chord for our show, Talking the Blues, comes on. And I'm saying, wait a minute, why did the show start? Why, I'm not right. And I realized that it's Chris Fitz. So
it's why we're going to be talking the blues in the nursing homes soon. Not long from now, it'll be senior center time.
So it was really cool.
I know.
I mean, I'm following him. I'm thinking, what bar did he go to? What was the woman he was with that he was like? All of that. It was like,
those
tell
lyrics.
Me more.
Those lyrics. I'm all about the lyrics. But the funny thing is, he hasn't had a recording since 2010. But I know he's active. I see him over at Jasper Hill. He does he hosts an acoustic blues jam on Sundays, and he's very active over there. Well, here's a guy, Todd, that I have really come to enjoy, and there's kind of a tragic story behind this one. Monster Mike Welch, Boston native, great guitarist, 41 years old. He started out with by recording with Duke Robillard, Nick Moss, Johnny Winter, Jimmy Vaughn, and went on to form his own band with the guy by the name of Mike Ledbetter, and they put out an album called the Welch Ledbetter Connection. And that album shot to #1. And the tragedy behind the story is that Mike Ledbetter, who had just an incredible voice, you're about to hear him, died of an epileptic seizure in the middle of, really in the middle of his career just taking off. And the community was shocked. He left behind a family, including a young daughter, I believe. And the blues community rallied around him and raised money for him. God bless the guy. What a voice he had. But Mike Welch continues on. He's still very, very active in the blues scene. So here's a great song from the Welch Ledbetter Connection. Mike Welch, How Long Can This Go On?
Somebody tell me, what am I gonna do? I ain't got no job that I gotta do. And I'm gonna need a friend, hey, just to keep a place to live. A new chick. How long can this go on? Hey, well,
Everybody wants to laugh, but nobody wants to cry. Everybody wants to laugh, but nobody wants to cry. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to tell the truth, but they're still telling lies. I say everybody wants to tell the truth, but they're still telling lies. Everybody wants to go there, but nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to know the reason, without even asking why. Everybody wants to know the reason, without even asking why. Look, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Todd, that was Tyler Morris with Everybody Wants to Go to Heaven, but No One Wants to Die. 19-year-old Tyler Morris on guitar and vocals there.
Yeah, no, I you might have talked to me about him and I forgot. And when I listened to him, it's like, oh yeah, a young buck. I always like when the young kids can play like they're old guys.
Yeah, well, that's Tyler's debut effort for the blues anyway. He has other albums out. I think it's a really solid effort by Tyler. I wish him all the luck in the world. One of the things that makes, I think, New England such a cool place for the blues are the people that are involved in keeping the blues alive, literally, here in New England. And there's a long, long list of those people. There's the Boston Blues Society, of which I'm a member. but I want to focus for a second on a couple of clubs. The first one is run by our friend Bill Hurley out of Norwood, Massachusetts, and it's called the Fallout Shelter Extended Play Sessions. And I mentioned the whole name because if you go to YouTube, you're going to see some of the highest quality concert video you can find from the Fallout Shelter. And Bill Hurley is, the blues is a huge part of what they do down there. Second guy is a guy by the name of Don Odell. And Don Odell Legends is out in Palmer, Massachusetts, and he has well over 1,500 videos of concerts that he's done at his professional studio there in Palmer. And the way he does it is really personal. You sign up for an email, and they shoot you a note and let you know who's coming out, and you can go out there for free and sit and listen to the band, and they film.
That's
I'll tell you
sweet.
what, today, video content's everything because we can't see it live. So go on over to Don Odell's Legends or the Fallout Shelter Extended Play Sessions. Subscribe to their YouTube channels, and I promise you won't be disappointed.
That's a good call.
In addition to that, we got a slew of clubs that keep the blues alive, and I've got to give a special shout out to our friend Johnny Chan down at Chan's in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Right?
Yeah, Johnny, of course. It's the first place I think of.
There's a couple of seats there that literally have our rear end's memory tattooed into them. We've been there so much, but Johnny does a great job. If you haven't been, Main Street in Woonsocket when we reopen, Todd always refers to it as a great listening room, and I think you nail it when you say that.
So next up we have a classic guy from New England, Ronnie Earl. He is born in the Queens, but really came to Boston and grew up here. Saw Muddy Waters in college, and he says, "Ooh, I got to learn how to play this guitar." He has a band. Most of the time he spent with this band is Ronnie Earl and the Broadcasters, and it's named after the first Fender guitar.
Really?
He's played with Kim Wilson and Jimmy Vaughn of the Fabulous Thunderbirds, kind of a classic sound. Very haunting, mellow, introspective, full sound. He's really got a lot to say with his music and very authentic in his own style. This song is Blues for Fathead, Ronnie Earl.
Now all you hip cats get out on the floor. Gonna stomp the blues till you can't take it no more. Gonna jump the blues tonight. We're gonna stomp the blues tonight. We're gonna rock this joint till everybody gets real tight. Well, stomping the blues is mighty good for your soul. You take the rock and I'll take the roll. Jump the blues tonight. We're gonna stomp the blues tonight. Get out on the floor. We're really gonna rock it right. Stomping's good for old folks and young folks too. When you get your feet moving, nothing's better for you. We're gonna jump the blues tonight. We're gonna stomp the blues tonight. We're gonna shout about it. Your stomping makes you feel just right. When Mr. Low starts blowing, everyone's on the floor. We're gonna jump the blues till you can't take no more. Stomp the blues tonight. We're gonna jump the blues tonight. You don't have to worry. You know we're gonna groove you right. Stomp the blues.
Oh yeah, Duke Robillard, man, that cat can really play. As you said earlier in the show, he founded Roomful of Blues, so you can hear that kind of swing influence. Just a versatile, really just an interesting guy. Again, played with Jimmy Vaughn in the Fabulous Thunderbirds. One of the things, though, about this show is that, you know, when we talk about New England, and I think one of the reasons is maybe it's because it's a little bit provincial, but you know, I saw Duke Robillard on the lawn of like the Providence History Museum, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And, you know, you'd think he'd be filling up stadiums with the music he plays. It's just amazing stuff.
This next guy coming up is another guy like Tyler Morris. This guy started, though, when he was like 8. He was on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Maybe
he was 6. He was 6. Yeah.
6 years old. Okay. He's on the Ellen DeGeneres show. His name's Quinn Sullivan. He comes out from the side, puts on his guitar, and just the guitar's bigger than he is and wails away. Well, he's now 21 years old. But in that time, he befriended Buddy Guy befriended him, and Quinn was on the stage with Buddy Guy many, many times. Actually, toured a little bit with him. So, Todd, you and I actually saw him together, right?
Yeah, it was 2011 in the Hunter Mountain Show, Blues Stock.
That's right.
And you and I went, and he was 12 at the time, and Buddy Guy played, and we didn't know he was coming out, and up comes this little kid. He was 12 years old, and he slayed it. He was playing Eric Clapton. He was just rocking it. He's, like you said, he's Buddy Guy hooked up with him. Quinn played on the album Skin Deep.
Yeah.
And right about the time of Quinn's debut album of Cyclone. So and we saw him at the Orpheum at some point as well.
He played the Orpheum, and he was phenomenal with Buddy Guy. He needs no education on how to create feeling with his guitar when he plays. Here is, in my estimation, one of the best songs that he has out right now. This is from his album entitled Midnight Highway. Here is Midnight Highway.
I see a yellow moon rise up out in the Hampton sky. Hear the black waves crashing hard onto the crimson side. Lady Luck is leaving, the hawk is bound to fly. When you feel that west wind, it's time to say goodbye. Gotta keep her moving, gotta keep her rolling, gotta keep her riding down the midnight highway. Gotta keep her moving, gotta keep her rolling, gotta keep her riding all night long down the midnight highway. Everywhere I look, I see some green grass. Everywhere I look, I see a secret smile. The good days outnumber the bad days, and all roads lead to the highway. When's the next train leaving? I got a ticket in my hand. There's nothing like the feeling. I hope you understand. I gotta keep her moving, gotta keep her rolling, I gotta keep her riding down the midnight highway. I gotta keep her moving, I gotta keep her rolling, I gotta keep her riding down the midnight highway. Some people take the side streets, they go as far as that. They get close to the city limit sign, then they turn back. On the open road, there's so much to see. I'll show you the world, girl. but she's about to lose her mind. She'd always gone, boy, she never stopped. She'd always gone, boy, she never stopped. And if she keeps going, I'm about to blow my top. She walks right in. She walks right in. She walks right out. Walks right out. She walks right in. Walks right in. She walks right out. Walks right out. She walks right in. Walks right in. She walks right out. Walks right out. She walks, yeah, she walks. Yeah, she walks. She walks, yeah, she walks. Yeah, she walks. She walks, yeah, she walks. Yeah, she walks.
Jimmy, I love that song.
That was number 2 of what was supposed to be 38 songs.
Oh, 68, but it's
68
called
songs.
She walks right in, and so your imagination can go. Quick thing about the Room Full of Blues, you full of horns, guitar, lots of heat. Over 50 musicians have played with the band. They've performed with Count Basie at one point. As you mentioned, Duke Robillard and Ronnie Earl were there with them. Really hot in the 90s. Do you know that Curtis Salgado played with them?
I don't. I love Curtis Salgado.
Curtis Salgado's great. And Rich Latiel, he's an alto sax. He's the only original guy left. He's been there since the beginning. Yeah, so then we have another song from Chris Fitz coming up, as we're prone to do here. We kind of mix up the tempo, the rhythms, and kind of mix up what we offer you. This is called I've Been Alone Too Long.
I'll take you down to the river's edge. Kiss you as the moon sinks behind the ledge. I've been alone too long. I've been alone too long. I've been alone too long. You sexy thing, you threw a love ring around my heart. I let you dig deep into my soul. I bet you find another big black hole. I've been alone too long. I've been alone too long. I've been alone too long. You sexy thing, you threw a life ring around my heart. In the morning light, I make sweet love to you. In the candlelight, I sing a blues song or two. I've been alone too long. I've been alone too long. I've been alone too long. You sexy thing, you threw a life ring around my heart. I touch you across your soft golden skin. I hold you like a drunk holds his glass of gin. I've been alone too long. I've been alone too long. I've been alone too long. You sexy thing, you threw a life ring around my heart. When you need somebody that don't need you, well, it's a hard river to row. Drown in your sorrow, they don't care if you do. Well, it's a hard river to row. You thought they were heading down the same old way until you find you've been drifting on your own one day. A hard river to row. When you're chasing one thing and it's all that you know, well, it's a hard river to row. Once you reach the ocean, tell me where do you go? Well, it's a hard river to row. When it's late at night and you're all alone, the whiskey runs deep, but it don't reach the bones. It's a hard river to row. All right now. When you want salvation, but you just ain't sure. A hard river to row. Everyone around you got a different cue. A hard river to row. Searching a high, feeling low. Your body's in the water, but your mind said no. It's a hard river to row. Well, then don't you know it's a hard river to row.
That was the Delta Generators. And hey, I don't want to brag, but it's a band I performed with.
I remember. I forgot about that at the Black Box in Franklin, and at least once. And you're up on stage singing "I'm a Man." Is that what is it?
No. I branched out. That's the song I used to sing all the time. I was singing "Shake Your Moneymaker."
Oh, "Shake Your Moneymaker." Yeah. No, I have it on video too.
The version of record. But actually, the truth of the matter, it was a fundraiser, and I actually chipped in a little so I could get up and play with them. And you know what? They're really nice guys. That's a Delta Generators. They're out of Pomfret, Connecticut. Two brothers in the band. Great band. They've got several albums out, and they're kind of a New England staple at this point. I really enjoy their music. So, Todd, this has been a lot of fun. I just love the fact that New England has such a rich blues history. We're going to go out with a New England staple, a New England legend. Todd, talk about James Montgomery.
Oh, James Montgomery. I saw him at Chan's, gosh, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago. It's been a while. And I didn't know about him. And so, he's known for his harp. What an amazing harp. He's born in Detroit, went to BU. That's how he ended up here. And he was, at the end of it, that BU offered him a job for $15,000, or he had a music career for record recording for $250K. He says, I'm on the road. He toured with Janis Joplin. He's played with the Allman Brothers. He's played with just about any musician you could think of. Huge in Boston and New England. He's been on the radio, BCN, all those different radio stations. Just a massive amount of presence that he has, and he just really brings it. The name of this song is called Mystery Train, and it's just classic James Montgomery blues band. Thanks for listening with us on Talking the Blues. We'll see you next week.
Blow that whistle.